Alright, we are back with our merry band of scouts on the ISS Intrepid. Last time we left them, they had got their ship repairs done. Um, they were getting along great. The jump drive is fixed, everything else was checked out. They got their orders to go and begin their survey in the near area here. So they're all good to go. They were able to launch. They did a 48-hour transit out to the 100 diameter point before they could jump. Along the way, they encountered another scout, which in this case, I'm going to roll here to see how the crew may know this group. This scout. I'm going to say this is a recent somebody who's left the scout service, and Captain Astaire is his name. He's recently left, and one of his benefits was this scout ship, which I actually dialed up in a program. I've been playing with this right now, something called RPG Suite, Digital Character Sheet. There's also a character generation. And playing around, I actually generated this character using that, and you can see it's even got his career in here. So he did, looks like 4 tours. 1, 2, 3, 4. 16 and 18 is 34, yeah, and he got to Scout 2. And he did come out, and he did have a Scout Courier as one of the benefits coming out. So what I'm going to do here, and I'll show more of this in later videos. I'm still playing with this, and I've got to transfer all the characters over to this system instead of pulling up a PDF. I can do some other stuff. I haven't got familiar with this yet, but after I was playing around and generated him, I thought this is perfect. This fits right in with the Starship Encounter. He's got his own Type S Scout. It was the X ISS Endurance. At this point, I'm thinking he's the only person on the ship. You do read that Scout S's can be manned by one person or maybe two, so for now he's just doing some contract work, putting out nav beacons. But what I'd like to roll, though, is he has a relationship with Sunny or Carol, or both, actually. So maybe I'll say 1, 2, Sunny, 3. Wait, 1, 2, the captain, 3, 4, Sunny, 5, 6, both. So let's see what we got here. Oh, got to come over here and do this. Hold on. I'll use this die roller for now. Well, I rolled it, and it's a 6. How do you know? Look at that. He knew both of them. Probably they were married. So next we're going to go to the PC relationship table. And I've spent a lot of time trying to copy tables over into Vassal, so this will make our life easier. And now we're going to see the relationship that he had with both of them. So I'm going to roll 2d6 for this. First number is a 10s. 44. Why do I keep getting these? I'm going to re-roll this. This is getting ridiculous. Let's try one more time. I don't know who he divorced. It was with both of them. That doesn't make any sense. Let's see if I get something that makes sense here. Okay, 52. Lifelong friend. Okay, I'll take that. Actually, that's cool. We'll take that there. Both of them, while they were married. We can unpack that later. Lifelong friend of the couple. He's happy to see them, quotes, back together again. So that's good to know. He's in the system. He's in the scout-based system for now. But they may encounter him again. And it's of the couple. So it was a good reunion coming out, seeing him out there. And they're looking forward when they get back to spending some time with him. But they are transiting out. So they did get out to the 100 diameters after 48 hours. approximately 1400, day 8 of the total campaign. They got good effect rolls for their jump. And yeah, I did transpose this over to, let's see if I got that here, jump travel. Yep, task chain, easy 4+ astrogation check, how much time? Fail plot, do it again, jump easy 4+ engineer. Modified by task chain, none of this applied, so we did get a +2 for the astrogator and a +5 effect for the engineer. Good jump. Approximately 7 days, 1 parsec, 10 tons of fuel. We'll figure that out. They may have to do a scoop on the gas giant there. But unfortunately, they got a ship malfunction. So this is how I'm going to do the ship malfunction. We have no idea what it is, so I'm going to go, that's not here. Let me see where I got that. Hold on. We can go here. Okay, now I've got, this is our ship, and all I can think of doing is just rolling a d12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Drop 1. We'll drop the hull and the armor, and then we'll start here. d12, 1 through 12. Could be any one of these. So let's see where the malfunction was. Yeah, and it's going to be 1 d12, not 2d6. And this will tell us what the system is that malfunctions. Please don't say 2. 12. The cargo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Huh. Well, let's see. Cargo. Of course I'd roll something that doesn't make sense. So let's say it's one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's got to be a ship system, so it's going to be one of these. So let's go ahead and roll 1d6 on the systems. 3. 1, 2, 3. Probe drones. Okay, so some of the probe drones are malfunctioning. There's 10 of them. Well, let's just do a count of how many. Let's just say they're finding more and more faulty maintenance. That's what we can handle, though. This is quantity. They were doing system checks on the drones, and 9 out of 10 were bad. Alright, well, that's better than the jump drive breaking, so they're not going to be using probe drones. Or we'll look into getting repairs, but that's not going to be the focus. So let's go ahead and record that. Hold on, I'm looking for my OneNote here to mark it. Alright, so 9 out of 10 probe drones faulty. Don't know how critical that is. Need repairs. Okay. That is a bummer. Can't use those. Okay, so the next thing we have to roll for, this is good, lifelong friend, everybody's getting along. What a happy crew. Hopefully they don't run into any pirates. So the next thing we got to do is variance on the jump. So that's, show you how to do that here. That's spaceship ops. I lost my OneNote again. Let me bring that back. There we go. Pull this off here. So jump variance. Yeah, here we go. Bad jumps, yeah, it could lead to. So we look at their, this is going to say how close they got to 100 diameters, and then how much time difference. And hopefully they don't roll low. So distance variance, 2D plus astrogator. And the astrogator effect was +2, so it's going to be 2D plus 2 for that one. Let's see what we get here. Need to bring up my other roller actually. I'm going to do that. Here, here. Of course it goes full screen. There we go. For some reason I just like this dice roller better. So, let's see what happens on the variance. 2D plus 2. 9, 10, 11. Plus D3 diameters. Okay, that's not bad. We can calculate that once we get the size of the star. So let's roll D3. So it's 100 plus roll dice. 9. Okay, that's fine. 8, 9, 109 diameters. Not terrible. So 109 diameters. And let's see the variance plus 5 for the time variance. 2D plus 5. Let's check that out. 15. 160. Well, yeah, Sunny nailed it. Totally nailed it. Okay, 160 hours. Perfect. Put right on the button. And the astrogator was off. Bob was off by 9 diameters. Okay. That will just affect their time coming in. So that's all done here. So I'll build this out later, but we can actually, let's see, what do we have with time? So we're at 12 minutes. Okay, so we are in system. So actually what we're going to do now is take a look at what I've set up here. Let me pull these off. For mapping the system, okay? Like I said, I've been trying to figure out what system to use, and actually I looked at the old Scout S too. That was pretty good too. And you'll see that here. So I've got system mapping here. Try and do it in order. This is just as a reference here for starport. All of these are going to be pretty much X, size, atmosphere, hydrographic, and we're not going to have these. Or we'll see. We'll see if the Zosa rules get us there. But this I found interesting. This is off the Classic Traveler Scout S, and it's a nice checklist to go through. Determine system presence. We've already done that. And then the first role is the star system type. We see that here. Features, they call it. Is it a solo, primary type, etc.? Is there a companion? Number of orbits. Now I'm not going to use the Classic Traveler here. I'm going to pull out of the Explorer Handbook here. This is what I did the first one. So I'll first get this. And this is just a reference if you get the special systems here. And then we'll see we can also determine the star type. Okay. And if we want to, from that we can now calculate the jump shadow. So that'll determine our initial distance. We'll have the spectral class here. And then once we've nailed all that, we'll move into what's the number of planetary bodies. And all of this, at this point, is coming out the Explorer Handbook for the Great Deep Space Exploration Great Rift Handbook. And then they talk about the nature of the body, so we'll roll through that. And then we got some rules here, world creation, and they got some guidelines, but then now we'll start pulling this out of the standard rules. And these are all out of the standard rules. There's the temperature, hydro, moons. Hopefully I'll get that right. This I'll look at. And we will check this, actually. This comes out of the Explorer too. While we're out here, that many diameters out, will we run into a detectable object? and then we can calculate the transit times. And then the other interesting thing is, we just use that. This is the Starship Encounters coming out of the classic rules. And what you do is every day you roll 1d6, and if you get a 6, you roll on this encounter table. And if you're in empty space, you do a -4 on the first number, so you can get all the way to 26. Now there is an encounter table in Zoser, but I thought I'd try this one out, because you are rolling every day for this to see if there's an encounter. So we'll look at that too. So with that said, maybe we can start doing some initial mapping here. This is 0707. So I'm going to go back to my handy dandy spreadsheet. Maybe there's a better way to do this too. And let's see, this is our guy right here. And I think I can actually, I was looking at this before, I can just filter on this and just look at him. Alright, so we'll go through, and this is where we'll record our data, and then we'll calculate the time afterwards. But let's see, we'll come back here, let me pull this off, and we'll look at the system mapping. And yep, and here's our checklist, which I may come back to. I like it because down here when we generate worlds, it actually, I didn't see this in the regular mongoose, it does give modifiers based on the orbit number you're in. So you probably, with that, dm -5 at orbit 0, orbit 1 is dm -4, you won't get that anomaly we saw in the scout system that had that really big planet. So there's our thing. So we're going to go to the first one here. And this is how you fill a sector map. We've already done that work here. So we're just right here. We're rolling 2D to determine what type of system we have here. And I think we're set up for 2D, and survey says binary distant companion. I think that's what we got on the other one. Okay, so we got a binary with a distant companion. I'm entering that into the spreadsheet. This is the second time we've got this. Okay, let's see. After doing so, there's nothing special here. We don't have to worry about this. So moving on to type 2. Solar will normally contain a main sequencer. A second roll can be made to determine the nature of the system containing a giant or pre-giant, although a close companion star is not likely to do it. Okay. For most systems, 2D and 2D -1 for a close companion, and 2D -2 for a distant companion. So we can figure out both. So we're going to do the 2D for the main sequence, star. And the main sequence is 6. Type M red. Okay, let's go ahead and put that in. Type M red. And I guess we'll roll for the distant companion while we're here. So let's see what it is. This is a -2. Of course I roll high. It's a type K orange. That's weird. Gonna have to figure out where the planets are on this one. Type K orange. Actually, let me do something different here. I'm gonna change my spreadsheet and do insert a table and call it companion. Companion. And I've already set its distance, so it's a type K. Orange. That kind of feels like Earth. Now I don't know if can I calculate the jump shadow here? This is tough. I haven't figured this one out here. Star type, surface temp. provides jump shadow regions, brown dwarf, quasar, stale, and gas plants are included, but do not have it. So we have a type M red, but I haven't figured out how. There it is, main sequence dwarf stars, 0.93. That's standard. I don't know how you get these white dwarfs. Let's come back in here. Yep, main sequence is this. Dwarf star type, okay. I guess you get the other ones different ways. Let me see this here. Special system. Brown dwarf, empty, white dwarf. Okay, that's how you get those. So our jump shadow is the standard 0.93 AU. And we can convert that later in the transfer table. So that means we're actually at 10% further out of that. So that'll determine our transit time depending on where we're going next. Spectral class, we did get a type M red. Okay. Average radius. Yeah, I don't know if we need to record that. But that's good enough. Okay. So, sitting out here at 109 AUs with a bunch of broken drones, we have done the initial mapping, identified a distant companion also out there. So let's do the next one here. We may end it soon. Let's do the number of planets. Some systems have none. The majority have at least some. Number of planets generated separately for each distant companion star. Maybe more. So we're going to have to generate for both. Roll 2D on the planetary table for the main system and 2D minus 4 for the distant companion. Okay? We don't have a brown dwarf. Okay, so we're going to roll number of planetary bodies. We're going to have to do for the main has, let me make sure I get this right here, brown dwarf, so it's a straight 2D. Yeah, roll 2D on the planetary bodies. Okay, let's pull over our handy dandy dice roller, which has disappeared. There it is. So the main system has 8. Typical planetary system. Roll 2D for the number, so I roll 2D again, okay, on the planetary body tables. So we roll 2D again. 6, that's manageable. 6 planetary. Okay. And then the companion, I'm going to have -2 on this table. 4 sparse. Okay, that makes sense. 1D plus 1. Okay. That wasn't a roll, that was a change. 3. That's cool. So the companion has 3 planetary. So we got a total of 9 in this system. Okay, so actually going to have to work this spreadsheet here a little. Alright, so we got the planetary bodies, and then the next one is, it's possible to determine the nature of each. Start with the innermost closest to the star and work outwards. It is possible to err. So this is interesting. Nature of body, unusual planetoid belt, terrestrial rocky, gas giants. That's how we're going to get the gas giants. These we roll on another table. That's a belt, so 5 to 7 will get us a terrestrial planet. Let's see what they say about that. Planetoid cluster, low density, heavy elements, binary planets. Okay. Yeah, there's no modifier, so you just roll 2D. Okay, so let's see where we at here for time. We're at 25 minutes, so I think this is a good break point. This is the initial scan we've done here. Okay, we'll finish this out in the next one. So, and I'll update the tracking sheet here to indicate we've got preliminary results. So we're going to have to calculate the time for the scan. So this could take a little while here. And let's do one other thing. Let's try before we post. I mean, they come out of jump, and we're going to roll 1d6 and see if they roll a 6, they encounter something. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Every day they do this. So let's see if they encounter something when they come out of jump space. Oh, gotta do. Oh, I'll use my dice roll modifier. That's our last thing here. Let's pull this over, and survey says nope. Okay, that's good. So time for scan and no initial, because the 100 jump diameter point is where pirates like to lurk. No initial encounter. Day 1. Okay. So they got a feel for it here. They got actually the distant companion is a larger star. So that's good. Big thing is they've got a bunch of broken probes, which is okay. That's crazy though. This stuff doesn't always work here. So, and we do have info on the main system, which we've already rolled, which we can place. The main system, probably in the inner system, we'll figure that out in the next one, is almost size a little bit bigger than Mars, thin to no atmosphere. It's got some large oceans. We'll look at hydrographics. Then we'll figure out a target type. So that's the main system. But we will generate everything else here. So things are good. A little worried about that malfunction. It's just a bunch of broken probes in this case. So that shouldn't slow down this, and we'll see if Sonny can figure out how to fix them, or maybe Bob, and we'll calculate all that. So there we go. We're at the end here, and like I said, next time we're here also, I'm hoping to get this working here from RPG Suite. They do have some others, so I can get all the characters in here. You can do combat, potentially. And there's some other stuff, so maybe we'll get a chance to take a look at all of these too. So anyway, our crew is doing okay. They're at the 109 diameter limit for the current system. They've done their scan. It looks like there's some interesting stuff there, and no encounters yet. And it was a good jump, good first jump. So that's reassuring. And Sonny's at the top of his game here, absolutely nailing the emergence. So anyway, things are going good for the Intrepid. So yeah, if you like, any comments is great too, and subscribe if you want to know the next one. Otherwise, tune in next time for the next episode of As the Intrepid Turns. Thanks for listening.